Sports Show, time to talk footy again, and this time we thought we'd take a different tack. Let's get down to the man who was the best umpire this year in the SANFLW, Tommy Bryce, with the Golden Whistle Award. Tom, thanks for your time, mate.
Thanks, Phil. Thanks,
Congratulations too, mate.
Thank you. It was a good way to top off the year, and honour to be a SANFL Golden Whistle umpire.
Mate, it's a great award. You know, they talk about the McGarry medal or the Brownlow medal. Walking in, mate, did you think you were a chance? Did you? And they kind of, behind closed doors, I thought I'd be around the mark. So don't want to put you on the spot, mate, but did you think there was you were going to be amongst it?
Generally, if you do the grand final, you're probably a 1 in 3 chance, I guess. But no, never really known. Just hoping for a good night and. To, as I said, top off the season with that award. It's something I'll always cherish.
How's this voted on, Tommy? This is not voted on by the punters, is it? This is not voted by the guy over the fence. How does it all work?
That's a good question, Barry. As I said, it's based on your entire year and just consistent performance, I guess. And the coaching and the umpiring staff. I don't really worry about.
So they vote. They sort of put in.
I
votes,
guess there's a process behind it.
Yeah.
The less I know, the better. Sometimes it's just go out and focus on what's in front of you. But
I mean, if you have the umpires vote 3-2-1 on the McGarry medal, what do you reckon it would be like for the coaches to vote 3-2-1 on the umpires?
Yeah.
How do you reckon that system would work?
Oh, you'd have to ask a couple of coaches. We try and go unnoticed, so I'm not sure how that would go. Maybe I'd need to rock some lime green boots or something just to stand
to get attention. And mate, you mentioned that umpiring the grand final puts you in a pretty good spot. You've done 4 of them. So is there a first one? Is that the most memorable one for you?
Yeah, thanks, Phil. You've given me one there. I've done 3 and sat on the bench for 1, but I'll take 4.
Well, 4, you're there.
Yeah, certainly the 2019 grand final, Glenelg, Port Adelaide, 39,000 people, and because it was all new to me, a new experience, I really tried to embrace that week and the lead up to that weekend, and it's something I'll never forget. But 2020 and 2021, they also have unique challenges, and after sitting on the bench in 2020, I really wanted to experience that moment again, and so I'm really proud of 2021 to come back and be appointed to a grand final, and the weekend, the game just gone, 2022, 1 point game, Norwood, North Adelaide. It was as memorable as any of those grand finals. So they're all special.
It's been a great rise for you, mate. Really, because you've come from you come from nowhere. Really, you bang 3 grand finals and now a golden whistle. That where do you go from here? I know that you've done 1 AFL game.
Yep.
Which was a great one too, mate. Port Adelaide Fremantle, you got us over the line with a couple of dodgy ones. No, you didn't. I'm only kidding.
21. But from a rookie, though. From a rookie.
That's what I'm saying. It's been a great rise for you, mate. So where to? What are your aims now? Because you won a golden whistle, 3 grand finals in a row. Boom. What's next?
Yeah, thanks, Barry. I guess you just want to keep improving and try not to sort of limit what I want to do or what I can do. So obviously you want to keep progressing and be involved in footy at the highest level. So we'll see. AFL is obviously aspiration, but I don't just want to get to the AFL. I want to be as good of an AFL umpire as anyone else. So yeah.
Have we got any run around out there at the moment? Have we got any blokes running around in the AFL?
Yeah, South Australia's a bit of a footy factory in terms of umpires in the AFL ranks. So we've got Craig Fleer, who's actually done an AFL grand final, and Lee Howson, Curtis Du Bois, Eleni. So fantastic people and umpires and role models of mine, and obviously a really strong boundary and goal umpire cohort as well from SA. So I think it makes it easier for people like myself aspiring and coming through our SANFL system, and we've got role models such as those.
Is it tough being from, is it tough being from SA, you get a gig in the AFL? Is it tough? Is it harder for you blokes than it is, say, for a Victorian umpire?
It's a good question. I like to think if you're good enough, you'll make it no matter where you are in the country. That's my attitude. So, and if you look at the SANFL, there's no competition in the nation that I'd rather be involved in than the SANFL outside of the AFL.
Sure.
It's the best competition to be involved in, whether that's the standard of footy, the fan engagement, the history of it. So, yeah.
Mate, you've done AFLW Grand Final, done SANFLW Grand Final, you've umpired the AFL. The state game is the one that interests me, you know, because we still love them.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the rivalry because of the AFL, but for an umpire to get that honour to South Australia play WA, what's that to you?
Yeah, I guess there's no, you know Phil and Barry, there's no greater honour than representing your state outside of representing your country, and that state game, SA v WA, after the COVID restrictions, it was fantastic to be involved and like playing sport, to represent your state at a level, whether it's umpiring, playing, coaching, it's a massive honour.
Mate, the speed of the game, when you talk about, you go to the Olympic Games, is faster than the NBL, which is faster than the State League, it's faster. So you've gone across all 4 formats. How much do you have to adjust the way you umpire the game?
Yeah, it's a good question, and even since I started umpiring to the speed of the game now, but I guess that's footy, and you try and not go into games with any preconceived ideas. You just need to umpire the game on its merit, and sometimes that will involve faster games, slower games. That's a part of umpiring that I love. Is no game is the same. You might have a 30-goal shootout one week, and then the next week it's a bit of a slog through the weather, wet weather game. So that's just footy and why I love it.
Which is the better game to umpire, the fast, high-scoring game or the slog? Which one do you like better?
Ooh, good question. I reckon I had a game earlier this year. It was 28-27, Eagles versus South at Woodville Oval, and literally it was covered in mud, and that was pretty fun. But mind you, you probably wouldn't want that every weekend. So, yeah.
Okay.
But if you had the opportunity to jump from the AFLW of 2017 to the AFLW now, is it much faster now?
Yeah, it's certainly the standard has increased, and the speed of play. There's some absolute stars playing in that competition, and from observing it in 2017 to where it is now, it's fantastic and great to be involved in that competition as well.
Mate, I know we have to go, but just quickly, we talk about the athletes and what great shape they're in. I've always been impressed by the footy umpires and the work that you do, because most people are critical of the umpires. They don't get to see the volume of work that you guys do. Do they ever track you guys on what's an average distance on an SANFL game or an AFL game? What do you reckon you run?
Yeah. So they track, and probably if you're at Elizabeth, which is one of our bigger grounds, you're probably looking at 15, 16 Ks. Whereas if you're at Norwood or Unley, it's a smaller ground, so maybe around 13. But a lot of high-speed movement as well, and depends. You've got 3 of you out there, so some guys like to, not do as much of the workload, get the young blokes in the middle.
They're the veterans, mate, the guys that aren't running as much. Hey, Tommy, well done, mate. It's been an outstanding career, mate. You've been on just a hell of a rise in a short period of time. So obviously you're bloody good at what you do. Congratulations again on the Golden Whistle, mate. Appreciate you coming in. So
thanks, Phil. Thanks, Barry.
Stay with us. Still a bit more to come on the show.